and through the woods off past Neverland and nowhere near the 100-acre wood, there was the town of Orange. There lived a beautiful girl named Summer Tan. It remains to be seen whether she is in fact a princess. But this story isn't your typical fairy tale. You see, Summer Tan isn't your typical girl. She is brave, fearless, and on a quest to survive the hot season and return to her beloved school. Summer Tan began her summer not unlike other girls, singing, playing, and dancing merrily through the woods and taking long, relaxing naps. But after just a few days, she realized she wanted more. She didn't want to waste her summer lying around. She wanted to learn and grow and prepare herself next year to be the very best third grader she could be. After her change of heart, Summer Tan set out on a neighboring town on a quest to enrich her spirit. She had chosen to seek God in all she does, so wisely she decided to start her summer with Him. But this town was far away, and she had no idea how she was ever going to get there. As she was walking one day, pondering what to do, out of nowhere, a large steel beast came upon her and startled her. At first, she was frightened, but she realized this could be an answer to prayer. The noble beast could in turn become her trusty steed and carry her safely to her destination. Or could it be a trick? Could it be the beast as a trick of the Mad Knit Hatters to steal her away? Summer Tan wasn't sure, but bravely she decided to slowly enter and see what she would find. Inside, the beast was chaos! Dozens and dozens of children jumped and played and screamed and hollered. And Summer Tan was sure that she'd been tricked. But out of the corner of her eye, she spied a pair of twin children sitting in the back of the bus. They looked calmer and more relaxed, but as she approached, she noticed that they were talking a lot. She tried to introduce herself, but they continued to talk and talk and talk and talk after what felt like hours. Finally, the children noticed Summer Tan and introduced themselves.
Hi, my name is Trio Talking. Hi, my name is Trio Still Talking.
And then they continued talking amongst themselves the entire ride to the neighboring town. Although she didn't get nearly as much talking done, Summer Tan did enjoy the company of the Tweedles, and they became good friends. They attended the Summer Spirit Fest together and learned songs and made crafts. I forgot. They attended the Summer Spirit Fest together and learned songs and made crafts and explored and celebrated together as they learned more about God. They safely traveled on the steel beast together each day, and by the end of the week their spirits were full of love for God. Summer Tan returned to Orange refreshed and renewed and ready to continue on her quest. She decided the Tweedles should join her, and together they could learn and grow and prepare for life together. Upon returning to Orange, they encountered a beautiful, long-haired, enchanted princess locked away in a tower. She was very lonely and longed to be free. I'm very impressed she's climbing in high heels. That is a brave and talented princess. Brave Summer Tan and her friends were smart and climbed up the tower and quickly freed the princess from her cage. In return, the princess had a special gift for the three.
I
Overjoyed, Summertan eagerly invited the princess, who was known as Craftmaster Smoothhair, to join their quest. And day in and day out, they worked together, crafting and coloring and cutting and painting and beading and sewing and working with exotic threads to create beautiful pieces of art, sure to be cherished for generations. The four felt they had grown much during the summer, but they still knew there was a whole world of knowledge yet to discover. They continued out on their quest to learn and grow and prepare themselves for the future. One day, Summertan happened upon a declaration for readers all across the land to join together and celebrate reading. All those who took on the challenge would be handsomely rewarded. Now, Summertan believed reading was a wonderful treasure all its own, but the declaration made her curious. So again, the four of them set out to see what there was to discover. And what a discovery it was! It was Reader's Paradise. Walls and walls of books containing more knowledge than Summertan ever thought imaginable were now right at her fingertips. The four were overwhelmed. Armed with all her new knowledge of crafts, and now with access to all these glorious books, Summertan was sure she had reached the pinnacle of her summer quest. She could spend the rest of her free days reading and working hard and learning and growing and preparing herself for the future. But someone else had something in mind.
That's the fun part.
One day, when the four were on their walk over the river and through the woods, and on their way to Reader's Paradise, Summertan smelled something.
Smells like fresh baked cookies.
Summertan ran around in search of the wonderful smell, but suddenly she was lost, and the four friends didn't know what to do. There was a small clearing up ahead, and Summertan noticed a table, all set for a beautiful tea party, and around it sat 7 perfect children. They seemed to be enjoying themselves, so Summertan moved closer to the party. Startled, the eldest child stood and politely asked the 4 of them to join.
Why, hello! We are the 7 dwarfs. I'm Squeaky Herdmaster, and this is Sweetie, Sleepy, Snacky, Sneaky, Stinky, and Flop.
Summertan thought, what strange little names, but she was exhausted, and they all decided to rest and relax and enjoy the party. They stayed for what seemed like only moments, but realized they had already had breakfast, lunch, and dinner and never left the table. Then all of a sudden, they realized time seemed to be moving in slow motion. Then, out of the corner of her eye, Summertan thought she saw a long, dark shadow, but it wasn't a shadow at all. It was, in fact, the Mad Knit Hatter. Summertan then knew this was no normal tea party, but a party concocted by the Mad Knit Hatter. Summertan had only heard rumors about the Knit Hatter and had never met her, but the rumors were enough to make her sure she never wanted to. But sure enough, there was the Mad Knit Hatter, and she was joining them for tea. What to do? The Mad Mad Hatter stood and welcomed everyone to the party and asked them to stay as long as they liked, and then she let out her most evil laugh. Summertan then realized she couldn't leave. It was about this time Summertan and her friends also realized they had terrible bellyaches. She thought back to the meals they'd enjoyed. Breakfast, powdered sugar donuts, caramel apples and Kool-Aid. Lunch, deep-fried Oreos, candied carrots, Mountain Dew, snack, cookies, ice cream, lollipops, and gum. Lots of gum, because that seemed to be everyone's favorite. Oh, and dinner. Oh, dinner. Triple chocolate cake, rock candy lollipops, fudge brownie pie, and candy for dessert. Oh! Summertan noticed the Mad Hatter running about with impossible boundless energy, but upon closer inspection saw that she looked tired under her eyes, and this made her wonder.
I wonder if all the men that had her eat this
The Mad Hatter was busy clearing dishes and setting up new dishes for another dessert or another meal they weren't sure when Summertan stopped her.
I'm not hungry anymore.
Shocked, the Mad Hatter glared at Summertan, wondering how any child could ever tire of her delicious sweets. You see, the Mad Hatter was in fact just a lonely girl herself, and she lived all alone in the woods. So to make sure she was never lonely again, she cast a spell on all her land and designed an enchanted tea party that would never end. She wasn't mad at all, only lonely. Summertan, being the smart girl she was, knew what she had to do. She would teach the Mad Hatter all about healthy food. Summertan loves her fruits and vegetables, especially Brussels sprouts and spinach. And she knows you have to eat healthy to get big and strong, something she learned from a book in the library. So together, the Mad Hatter and Summertan and all her friends worked and planted a garden. The garden was filled with wonderful things to eat. Instead of sugary treats, Summertan taught her friends how to grow zucchini and beans, and corn and spinach, her very favorite, and tomatoes and lots of other yummy things they could cook into wonderful food. Then Summertan invited the Mad Hatter, who in fact wasn't so mad after all, back to Orange to work on crafts and visit Reader's Paradise and enjoy all the fun they had been doing all summer. They had all become wonderful friends. And you know what? After the garden began to bloom, the Hatter invited all her friends back to her home for another healthy tea party. And this time, she didn't have to enchant them to stay. They were excited to come, and they all had a wonderful time.